welcome back to my channel. I'm Shannon Margaret B, and I'm so happy to have you here. This week is an exciting week of some spooky reads. So I want to read Starling House by Alix Harrow, and this seems like a creepy type of ninth house, maybe cloisters vibe, or I'm going into it pretty blind. And then I also started last night We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer, and this is when people show up to your house and say, we used to live here, would you let them in? And it is definitely creepy and really enjoying it so far, so I'll show you that and give you an update on what I think about this. And then this week I also wanted to finish the spooky diamond art that I started a few vlogs ago, because if you watched my last vlog, I got a ton of new crafts that I want to dive into, but I like to finish the crafts as I go. So I have this fun horror scene and I'm obsessed with the colors and I think it looks really cool and it's giving some comic book vibes. So I thought it would be fun to do a spooky scene while reading some spooky books. But I'm excited for this weekend. It's Valentine's Day and I don't have to work a crazy ton, and I think it may hit book sales, so I will bring you along. For an update. If I'm a little soft spoken, it's because it's Saturday morning, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And I have to head out to work in a few minutes because I gave myself a nice long morning to relax, which was lovely. But now I have to go do some tax returns. So yeah, but I wanted to give you an update because the diamond darting is going very, very well. I'm obsessed with how this is coming out. I started on her face last night, and I really do think between today and tomorrow, especially tomorrow, I don't know how much time I'll have today because we are going to dinner and to a piano bar, which will be fun tonight for Valentine's Day. But tomorrow I have nothing to do, so I'm really excited to get some crafting and reading done tomorrow. I am about 2/3 through We Used to Live Here. I am obsessed. I think this book is so windy and freaky and fun. I'm just having the best time with it. I don't know what's going on. I really don't, and I love not knowing what's going on. This book is about a couple, Eve and Charlie. They move into this like remote house in the woods, and one day this family shows up while Eve's home alone and says, we used to live here, can we come in and tour the house? And she's like, I guess so. And once they start coming into the house, they look around. She's starting to hear weird stories. There's starting to be weird things that are happening. She's starting to see things that weren't there before. And it's quite an interesting story. And when the storm rolls in, this family gets stuck with her for the night. So it's really intriguing. I'm very excited to see where this book goes because I honestly have no idea where this book will go. We're also getting chapters of like random Reddit forums and articles, so you kind of don't know why those are sprinkled in throughout. So that is what we're trying to figure out. I feel like they sometimes feel like they make sense and bring us closer to understanding, but then other times I feel like it throws me way off and I have no idea why the heck they're talking about what they're talking about. I was getting really creeped out because I was reading this last night literally with my book light because I just like want to know what happened. But I also do enjoy the audiobook. The audiobook is actually kind of creepy, but it's been perfect to match with my horror diamond art. So I think the duo is great. I'm going to get headed to work so I can come home, do some crafting, go to dinner, and celebrate Valentine's Day and have a relaxing weekend after I get this day of work done.
Just got out of work and I ended up driving to a book sale. So let's see what we can get. I decided last minute to go because I got out of work in time and it's not over just yet. So hopefully there's some good things left for me. That was clearly a success because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. And usually I'm really strict with myself. Like if I don't have a book on my wish list, I won't buy things. But they just had so many good ones. I like couldn't resist.
Hello. Hi, it is Sunday morning. I am having a great morning. I finished We Used to Live Here. I, like, in February, finding a book that might be my favorite book of the year. I don't know. This book, 5 out of 5, so fun. And this book is the epitome of why I love to read. This book is creepy. I explain, these people say, we used to live here, could we come in and look around? And Eve, who is the new homeowner with her girlfriend Charlie, says, of course, yeah, like you can come in and look. These crazy things start happening. I feel like I don't want to say spoilers, but at the same time, I don't even know what you can spoil because there's just so much vagueness. There's a lot of fill in the blanks yourself. You're getting mixed chapters of like regular chapters from Eve's perspective. The whole book is from Eve's perspective. And then you're getting chapters thrown in from like Reddit forums or random websites and news clippings. And that's really fun because you're trying to understand the link to Eve's story and why all these things are in there. And then I also have the Barnes and Nobles exclusive, which includes special content. I had an extra story. I think like after the acknowledgement page, I get like this stairwell MP4 chapter, and it's like a transcript chapter. I really enjoyed that. That was like a little extra nugget. It feels like literally when you're watching a movie and like the credits roll and then like you see like a clip. Honestly, like I think it's like Marvel movies do this a lot where the credits will roll, but if you sit there and watch the credits, then there's always like a funny scene or like a little cliffhanger or something extra to kind of get you thinking. So that's what was in my copy, at least. I don't know if that's what the exclusive content was, but I thought it was a really cool addition of something like this. It makes you think, it makes you scared. You can't even figure out why the heck you are scared. You're just scared. It's like a spine tingling book, but like you feel like you're reading a horror novel, but like not a lot is happening. Like there was very little that was going on in this book, but at the same time, mentally, there was just so much going on for the reader. If you want a quick like mind effery read, like yes, read this. I pulled some books that I thought, if you like these books, and I've mentioned these books a lot on my channel, you would definitely like We Used to Live Here, and that is House of Leaves. There's so many things that are very, very similar to House of Leaves, but not in the sense of like it feels like a knockoff. There's just a lot of like concepts in House of Leaves that are translated into a different way in We Used to Live Here, and I was so into it. Literally just holding this, I'm like, should I reread this? I read this, I think, in 2017. Also a book that I talked about in a 24-hour reading challenge, Leave the World Behind. There's actually a lot of similarities to this book. This book, people rent an Airbnb and then a couple comes and says the world is shutting down. Can we come and stay? This is actually like our home that you're renting. And the family who's like renting the Airbnb is like, I guess so. And then like weird things start happening. So very similar vibes to this where you kind of don't know what's going on. There's not a ton happening, but like the suspense is growing and growing. And then also the same with Cabin at the End of the World, feels very similar. So if you liked any of those, I think you would love We Used to Live Here. I'm like, of course, I'm home alone today because my husband went snowboarding today and he was like, all you wanted is like a day to just relax and do nothing and read and hobby. And he's like, you don't have to leave the house. After reading We Used to Live Here, I'm a little spooked right now. I can't lie. And like I was just in the bathroom before and I heard a noise and our heating is really loud, but I was like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And oh, like we used to live here, just like really plays with your mind. So I'm creeped out. And then we've rented this house for like 4 years now. And for the first time ever, we have winter ants, I think they're called. And we just have ants everywhere. And so after I finished the book, I went in the kitchen and there was ants everywhere again. And there's like a lot of ant scenes in this book. And I was just like, am I being haunted right now? Like, I'm so creeped out. Like, I can't. Luckily, I have my little ghost hunter here. Don't they say that dogs know, like, as he stares off into the abyss of the hallway? Like, what are you looking at? Dude, don't scare me. What's up? Oh. I'm going to move on to diamond arting. Here is an update. I'm having the best time with this one. I have like a third of it left, so this is the goal for today. I have to finish up some of the monster, but I do think I will be finishing this in this vlog. So I'm going to move on to another spooky read. It's Starling House. I feel like it's not going to be as creepy as we used to live here. I think this will be a little more fantastical and a little less creepy. Not really many plans for today. I just am making soup later and I'm going to read and diamond art like all day. I'm back for some updates. I think the super exciting thing here is that I finished the diamond art. It came out so good. I really love how Michaels has these hangy magnetic things because it makes it like it took me 2 seconds to get this framed up. And I think where I might end up putting it, bookshelf, and putting a hook up there, and then it would hang to the side. Just think it is so cool. This was so fun. This was honestly such a fun couple of days of reading some scary books. So I did finish Starling House by Alix Harrow. Starling House follows the story of Opal. Opal's mother dies when she's young and she has to take care of her brother Jasper. So taking care of Jasper, she needs to create some income. So she kind of has a dead-end job, but she also has these dreams of like the Starling House. And there's also a story that's talked about a lot throughout the book called The Underworld, which is written by someone who lived in Starling House. And Opal is just, she'll dream about it, she walks by it and she's drawn to it. And one day she meets Arthur, who lives in Starling House. Arthur is the ward of the house. Keeps telling her to please stay away from the house, but she cannot stay away from the house. So Arthur eventually offers her a job to work in Starling House and to help with the upkeep of it because it's really nasty. He's a boy, he doesn't keep up with it. And she starts to learn some crazy things about her life and about the house and the town in general. The town has a lot of things going on. The town is trying to get into Starling House to understand what is on that land. They kind of want to drill on that land. We'll give this a 4 out of 5. I absolutely loved the love story in this. It definitely gave a little bit of like a Beauty and the Beast vibe. I would say it's not fantasy, but it feels like a literary fiction with a fantasy element into it, which is something that I enjoy. I think the only reason I couldn't give this a 5 out of 5 is just because I didn't really understand what was going on with the house. Like they would explain things, but I was like, but what does that mean? And I think you're kind of just supposed to use your imagination and think about what it means, but I kind of was a little confused on that. And Arthur as the ward of the house, I think I was kind of confused as to like what his exact role was. But other than that, I really love the writing. I'll definitely check out more of Alix Harrow's books because I know that there are a few more of them. But we are at the end of the vlog, so a 5-star and a 4-star for my week of reading some spooky house reads while doing my horror diamond art, I would say was a success, and I got 2 more books off my TBR, which I love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!